Welcome to Let's Talk Cars Radio, your automotive specialist. Let's Talk Cars Radio is sponsored in part by Napa Car Care Centers, BDG Auto Group, by Bob and Cindy Scottman Transmissions, and Advanced Technology Institute. Be a part of the program today by calling 757-222-3705. That's 757-222-3705. You may text your comments and questions during the show to 757-866-2192. Email your questions and comments to Dave at letstalkcarsradio.com. Now, here is the host of Let's Talk Cars Radio, Dave Palach.
Happy Saturday, America. You're listening to Let's Talk Cars Radio on WKQA Freedom 1110. I'm your host, Dave Pilach, hanging out with Rockin' Larry Cobb and Cameron. Of course, he's doing all our technical work. It is an awesome Saturday where we are. I'm looking out the window. The sun is shining finally. There is no rain. Rain always seems to get us.
Yet.
Yeah. Oh, you had to say yet. Yeah. You can see now you ruined it for everybody. I did see some muscle cars out on the road as I was coming in, so people are out and about and driving around.
Oh, just driving? I thought maybe you were a show or something.
No. They're just out and about and driving around. There's always a car show to be found somewhere. Even if it's an impromptu car show, there's always one to be found somewhere. But no, it's right this second, as you said, yet you've ruined it now. Now I know rain is coming, but no, it's
look off
it's nice
over there
out
in the
there.
sky.
No. Shh.
A little dark back up. I mean, it's not.
Shh, don't say it. Well, no, look. You're never supposed to say the word. If you say it, then it comes.
I won't say the word.
Hey, don't say it. You can't even spell it.
I won't even think it.
So I tell you guys all the time, what happens behind the scenes here is actually crazy. We were trying to get set up and get rolling today was one of those things of just absolutely craziness. If we didn't have one of those cameras that plays in here all the time just to see what happens off the air. I think people probably get a kick out of that sometimes. But
that would be very entertaining.
But we are up and we are rolling and we're going along and stuff like that. It's been a crazy news week. This has been the week of videos. Tons and tons of videos. I get listeners that send me videos over and over and over again. Now, a lot of times the reason why I don't post some of the videos right away or I don't advertise some of the videos is the language is used some of the videos just over the top. But
not family.
No, well, I can post them on the website and you guys can watch them there. I can post them on Facebook. You guys can watch them there. But I don't get too much into them because I had this one video that was funny to me. I watched it and I thought it was hilarious, but there would be, every other word was just a word that couldn't be.
It wasn't bleeped.
No, it definitely wasn't bleeped. But I appreciate the fact people send them to us. I mean, they are funny. I mean, I understand where they're coming from as far as the humor side of it.
Laugh in private.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it is a laugh in private thing. A listener did send me a video, and it's a guy who's he's in St. Louis, and I guess he didn't have a spare tire. So he decided to take a 2-ton jack and kind of just strap it to the front of his car where the tire used to be. He's just driving down the road in St. Louis with a 2-ton jack strapped to the front of his car.
With the sparks flying and everything?
No, it's rolling. He's not going like fast. He's going a decent speed.
What's it rolling on?
He's got it on the spindle. Just sitting on the spindle where the tire used to be, and the spindle's sitting down on there, and it's just the way the vehicle's kind of holding it to the 2-ton jack, and he's just driving down the road, and the guy who's filming is like, only in St. Louis.
I just can't visualize that.
Now, I'll have Cameron post the video. It's actually pretty funny video. It's pretty cool.
You would think speed bumps and everything else would mess up the jack.
You would think look, I can't get my 2-ton jack across the shop floor without catching a little pebble and not rolling. How this guy managed to go down the road? He's driving down the city road with it. And it's working. And I saw it. Anybody knows. You guys know. You guys work on cars. That's the reason why you guys listen to the show. And for those that don't, use a 2-ton jack. You'll find out quickly. You can't get a 2-ton jack to roll across the shop floor without catching a little piece of trash or something underneath the wheel and having it stop.
Not only that, can you imagine the racket that would make?
Well, I was making some racket. Cameron, if he can't find it during the break, I'll forward him the video that one of the listeners, and let's see, the listener, I'm trying to pull it up here. The guy's name is James out of Chesapeake that actually sent me the video, so it's funny. It's a funny.
Take your word for it.
You definitely got to check it out. So another story that got sent out to us this week was actually pretty cool. Is you remember the everybody has a name for it. Every state has a name for it, and I'm sure I'll say it wrong and somebody in a different state that's listening, because if you guys know, you can listen to us nationwide. Don't forget, anywhere in the United States or anywhere in the world, actually, you can listen to us anywhere. Pokedoke was one of the terms somebody used. You can't be slow in the fast lane. You know what I'm talking about. The no Pokedoke law or the no slow in the fast lane law. Every state has a name for it, or some type of cutesy name for it, I guess you could say.
I guess Virginia has one now.
Yeah. So in Indiana, a state trooper went viral after he pulls over a lady that was holding up 20 cars because she just was being the speed police. We all have seen it, the speed police. I can't stand it. It drives me
I share
nuts.
your anger with that.
Oh, God. It happens to me a lot. I get stuck behind the person that just says, I'm going to go 54 miles an hour and a 55, and you're not going to make me, when there's all these other lanes available and making everybody have to like make maneuvers to go around you, and which is now, that's even more dangerous, by the way. Just in case if you are the speed police and you're out there and you're listening to this show, let me let you know, you make it more dangerous for us to have to go around you. For the fact that I have to make it a maneuver to go around you to the next lane and then make a maneuver to go back to the lane I was trying to travel in, you now cause accidents by making me have to make those moves. I should be able to stay in a lane constantly and travel a constant speed and just go along down the road. Everybody goes, well, if you weren't speeding, it's not really speeding if you break it down to it. If I want to go 60 miles an hour and a 55 and set my cruise control and head on my merry way, I should have that right to go. It's not for you to determine what speed I'm going to travel. Move over, get out of the way. That's the reason why this law was created. So, the Indiana State Trooper gives her a ticket and then goes viral to kind of chastise her for being the speed police. I thought it was great.
Yeah. All right.
He's like, right after he goes viral, and he's just like, I pulled her over because she was holding up 20 cars. He goes, and he's like, just so you all know, this is a really bad idea to do this for the same reasons I'm talking about right here. For the fact that you make a car have to now change lanes. So now you have 20 cars jockeying around to try to go around you, which it's just common sense. If you hold up 20 cars and now you have 20 cars trying to move position across a highway back and forth, the chances of creating an accident are more likely. All because you decided that you weren't moving because I'm going to stay here. No one's going to make me move.
You can see that happening on a regular basis every day on the Western Freeway.
You can see it, and you can not only can you see it, you can see the body language of the person that's holding you up. And I sit up high enough that I can see into their vehicle, and I can watch the mouth movement, and I can watch the hand movements to know that you're doing it on purpose. And I'm telling you, it's a good thing I'm a really nice guy, because I've said it 1,000 times. If I had an old vehicle with a big rubber push bumper on the front of it, it would have a completely different outcome. If I wasn't a nice guy, it just would. I would be on my merry way. You would not. Yeah. As Larry makes the hand gesture off camera and definitely off mic.
And it wasn't the number one sign.
No, it wasn't the number one sign. It wasn't the number one sign, but he made a hand gesture which indicated he feels the same way that I do of how that would end. So
problem solved.
Yeah, problem
Ricky
solved.
Bobby, I want to go fast.
Yeah, I want to go fast, Ricky Bobby. I'm just telling you, don't be that person. Just move over. But you're right. On the Western, it happens all the time. It happens there, and it also happens as you get just on the other side. If you come just past, the 464, you just go to Chesapeake Freeway, and where everybody's trying to merge right there, you come across right there, and it just seems people come on right there and decide they need to run 54 miles an hour as they're entering what most people, I understand what speed limit is, so I don't need the hate mail or the texts. I mean, you can send them if you want, but I'll be more than happy to reply. You might not like my reply, but I'll reply. But you enter right there going 54 when most traffic right there is traveling at 65. They just are. That's the common speed everybody's traveling right in that area. And you come on and you go 54 and you're going to hold 54 and you think that you're going to hold everybody up and you think it's cutesy and then you wonder why everybody gets mad and then people want to run you off the road. Well, it's because you're being an idiot. Not that the people that are going 65, they're not being idiots. They're just traveling with the flow of traffic. Now, I don't know how you were taught to drive, but I'm going to tell you, when I was taught to drive, I understand the speed limit's 55, but I was taught that you keep with the flow of traffic. If the speed limit's 55 and everybody's going 60, you're going 60 because you want to keep with the flow of traffic. If you keep with the flow of traffic, traffic continues to flow properly. You're not holding up, and people don't have to jockey around to try to find a way to go around you. That way, everything keeps in unison and traffic continues to flow. If you're going to be the person that's going to go under what everybody else is going around you, then you make people make position moves they should not have to make. It's common sense.
I'm not a fast driver. I'm not one of these guys that zip around all over the place. I do tend to move with the flow of traffic, but if I find myself uncomfortable, I'm going to get in the right lane.
Right.
And I'm going to go as far right as I can, and everybody else has now got an open space to go
do
around.
whatever they want.
Yep.
I'm the same way. If I'm going to go with the flow of traffic, but at any point in time that I feel the flow of traffic is outside my comfort zone, I have the right to move to the right.
Yeah.
And you can now do whatever you want, so I can drive at a speed that's comfortable to me. And if you want to go ludicrous speed, then you can do that. I have all these other lanes to choose a different speed over here. I don't need to be in the fastest lane if I don't want to be. And there's a lot of times I'm not in that lane. I just don't feel like I need to go. You know, here's the thing. So if any of you all make the drive, and I used to make the drive a lot between here and DC, you get just outside Richmond and the average speed becomes 90 miles an hour.
Yeah.
It just is. And if you think I'm nuts and you think I'm crazy or I'm making this up, I challenge you to take that drive. You take that drive and you get just on the other side of Richmond, and the average running speed is about 90 miles an hour. That's what people are running in the fast lane.
Run fast or be run over.
Right. And we're not just talking about passenger vehicles. You get out there mixing around with them semi-trucks that are hauling loads, and they're steadily strolling 85 miles an hour out there.
Oh, yeah.
They just are. That's their steady speed. And everybody's like, oh, there's no way. I made that run many, many times. I went to a lot of meetings out in D.C. I had to run back and forth here to tons and tons of meeting. And I can tell you, that's an 85 mile an hour to 90 mile an hour zone, depending on what size vehicle you're driving any day of the week, just as you get outside Richmond.
Until you get to the Beltway where it's 15.
Well, and here's the thing. I actually got really good at catching that at certain times where I wouldn't get caught up in that. There's certain times of the day that you could come rolling through there. I would actually sit, and this when I was a real big coffee drinker, I would sit and drink coffee until a certain time. I'd jump in my vehicle, I'd open up my laptop, I'd answer some emails and whatnot and stuff like that and mess around, and then boom, I was out of there. I was like, I got on the road because I knew there was an open window that I could get right through without barely. I catch a little bit, but not like you're talking about.
Well, I tried that. One time I had to make a run from Charlottesville up to the Eastern Shore, so I had to get up and get on the Beltway to get around Annapolis. Mm-hmm. And I decided to do it at 3 in the morning. 3:15, I'm on the Beltway, I'm bumper to bumper. 3:15 a.m. I'm like, what time do I got to do this to beat all this?
I did so much driving back in the day, and you guys have heard me talk. I tell you guys all the time all the different driving and stuff. I did a lot of driving. I went to a lot of different business meetings and trips and business trips, and we drove a lot of stuff. I had one time where I drove so much I was so exhausted, and I think I told you this story once, or maybe I didn't, that I fell asleep when the bridge opened up. So the bridge was opening when I first got there, and there's probably about 75 cars backed up as it was opening. So I knew I was going to be there for a little bit, so I was like, well, I turn the music up a little bit, and I kick my seat back, and
I know what's coming.
And I'm relaxing, okay? And I'm just sitting there, and I'm relaxing, and we've talked about, I love music. If you guys have never listened to this show, or you only tune in every once in a while, or you're one of our faithful listeners that listen all the time, you guys know my two passions in life when it comes to hobbies are cars and music. I love music. So I was listening to some music. Before I knew it, I fell asleep, and I didn't realize it. I wake up, I don't even know how this is even possible, and I wasn't the only one, so I didn't feel bad. So I wake up, and it was a semi-truck that actually woke me up. Just the pressure of, he didn't honk his horn, he just went by me at probably 60, and I'm in a lane. I'm not to the white lane, I'm in a lane, and it rocked my car as he went by me, and I woke up, and I realized I was dead asleep in the fast lane, sitting in the fast lane, just asleep with the seat kicked back, and traffic was going by us, and then weaving in and out of other cars that fell asleep. So we obviously were probably there for, it had to be at least an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours before they finally let everything go through and the bridge got back down or whatever it was. I don't know if they got stuck. I don't know. I was asleep, so I don't know what took so long for the bridge to go up and go down. But
I'm surprised the horns weren't blaring at you.
Horns, I wasn't the only one. So I picked my seat up, and as I pick my seat up and I lift up and I look, there's 2 holes between me and the next car. He's dead stopped with the engine off. Behind sleeping. There's a couple cars behind. There's like one spot behind me where a car had pulled out, and then another car where the guy's sleeping. And I can look back down, looking down the hill as you go up. There's probably about 30 or 40 cars that were stopped in holes missing, obviously, where people weren't.
Yeah.
They were just asleep. So we obviously had been there for a while.
Man.
Yeah. Scary, though.
That would scare me to death.
Well, the truck that woke me up, when I finally got my bearings, did not pass me in a lane. He had passed me on the shoulder at about 60. Yeah. Semi-truck on the shoulder. So so he was very close to me. That's why it rocked my vehicle. So yeah, it was a pretty scary moment. Hey, I tell you what, we're already in the first commercial break. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, I got some more crazy news for you. Stay tuned. We'll talk to you soon.
You're listening to Let's Talk Cars Radio with Dave Palach here on Freedom 1110 WKQA.
Okay, your week is crazy. Your local Napa Auto Care Center understands. That's why we're open Saturdays for your convenience. Get that oil change you've been putting off way too long. Be done with those squeaky brakes that are on your last nerve. We get it. Our Napa Auto Care Center is open Saturday when you maybe don't have soccer, dance class, a late meeting at work, you name it. Call for a Saturday appointment now.
Hey guys, Dave Palach from Let's Talk Cars Radio. Are you tired of trying all the wrong auto shops and never leaving feeling that satisfied experience? Napa Car Care Centers, the BDG HRVA group, has the answer for you. Friendly, reliable teams assembled for all your automotive needs. Find your local auto center today at NapaBDGHRVA.com. That's NapaBDGHRVA.com. Talk to you soon. Hey guys, Dave Palach from Let's Talk Cars Radio. You've heard me say it time and time again. Anyone can guess what's wrong with your transmission. The true test is getting it right the first time. At Bob and Cindy's Cottman Transmission in Janif, there is no guessing. They understand that your car is more than just a car. It's what gets you from work on time and home safely at the end of the day. Bob and Cindy understand you have to work hard to meet the needs of your customer. Their certified technicians will help keep you on the road for years to come. If you can drive it, they can fix it. Call Bob and Cindy today at Cottman Transmission Janif, 466-7778. That's 466-7778.
Nobody remembers the name J.F. Whitlow & Sons Incorporated until you need them. But when you have a toilet problem, drains back up, pipes freeze, your heat or air conditioning stops working, then you remember J.F. Whitlow & Sons. Don't forget the phone number, 399-1714. That's 399-1714. Air conditioning and heating, and all plumbing. J.F. Whitlow & Sons have been serving Hampton Roads since 1949, residential and commercial. You can always count on J.F. Whitlow & Sons to get to you fast and get the job done right the first time. Located in Portsmouth and serving all of Hampton Roads. Those who know, call J.F. Whitlow & Sons. Call them at 399-1714. That's 399-1714. J.F. Whitlow & Sons Incorporated. Are you ready for a change? Is this the year you go from just a job to a career? Well, ATI can help. Advanced Technology Institute offers degrees and diplomas in the in-demand fields with hands-on training of automotive technology, heavy vehicle technology, HVAC, commercial refrigeration, maritime welding, and commercial driving. ATI provides accelerated schedules to help students get into their career field fast. So why wait? Day and night classes are available. Job placement assistance from orientation to graduation. Go to auto.edu right now to find out more, or call 757-490-1241. That's 490-1241. What are you waiting for? ATI. Not just helping build the minds of tomorrow, but building your community every day. ATI is certified by SCHEV, the State Council of Higher Education for Virginia, to operate in Virginia. Welcome back to Let's Talk Cars Radio, your automotive specialist. Call into the program now at 757-222-3705. Now, here is Dave Palash.
Listen up, America. You're listening to Let's Talk Cars Radio on WKQA Freedom 1110. We're hanging out, just talking everything cars, telling stories. Yeah, we're here to entertain you. Yeah. You like that? That was pretty good. Yeah. So here's some kind of pretty cool news. Volvo doesn't get a whole lot of press, so I guess you kind of agree a little bit. Yeah. It's not like we talk a whole lot about Volvo on this show, but they're in the news twice this week. And actually, some of it's actually really good news. So Volvo actually announced that its 2021 model will have level 4 autonomous technology.
How far away is that?
Ooh, even the phone heard that.
Even the phone heard that. The phone got excited about that. The phone was like, really?
Hey.
I want to be part of that. So, level 4 technology, what does this mean to you guys? Well, it's pretty much simple. Level 4 technology, when I explained to you guys, about a year back, when we had the whole conversation about all the different levels there is and what the levels mean. If you guys remember, level 4 means you basically go to sleep behind the wheel, and the car will pretty much do all the work. So when we start talking about where are we and how far out are we, well, 2021 model isn't really that far away if you really think about it, considering the fact we're on the 2019 model.
Kind of scary.
Well, yeah. So if you're looking forward to falling asleep behind the wheel, yeah, you can do it in a Volvo apparently.
Should have happened to you, 20 years ago?
No, that's the reason why I don't trust people driving anymore. That was only a one-time occurrence. It only takes one time to let somebody fall asleep behind the wheel while they're driving your car.
Indeed.
And it'll never happen to you again. If y'all didn't catch that story, it happened. So that's pretty interesting when you think about when people, once again, you guys hear me say, our little flashback. So when everybody always tells me I'm crazy and this stuff isn't coming and it never is, you're going to hear me say it again. You're wrong and I'm right. You can't look. It's not going away. I don't care how many crashes there are, how many times the news gets on and tries to steer it in a bad light. There's always bad news to be followed when technology is advancing. You're going to find it. If you look for it, you'll find it. It's no different than a bad itch and scratch. If you continue to dig at it and pick at it, you're gonna find something that you don't like. You're gonna have a scar. That's just the way it works.
I think it's just kind of neat because of what happened back at the turn of the century with the horseless carriage.
No, it is because So if you guys, we talked about this story a couple of different times, and Larry and I go back and forth talking about it, and it's one of those things where we talk about the horseless carriage, and nobody believed in it, and everybody's like, "Oh, I just don't understand that," and that's never going to work. And look where we are now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just history repeating.
It is. So, like I said, you can throw dirt at autonomous vehicles all you want, and they're going to, and they're going to continue. And every time there's a crash, it's the very first thing we see in the news. And I understand that I'm a news outlet. I get it. So, but I'm not your typical news outlet. If you guys haven't figured out yet, I am so not the typical news outlet. It's not even funny because I won't follow the mainstream news. I won't fall in line, and you guys have heard me say I refuse to fall in line like everybody else does. I never will. It will never happen. I'm always seem to be sitting on the other side of the fence of everybody else when it comes to some of this news. And we find it funny, and Larry and I talk back and forth throughout the week about how some of the stories that we cover that are very small stories where people are throwing dirt at it, and I cover the other side of it where I show the positive side. And before you know it, within 2 or 3 weeks, you guys are back on the other side, positive side of it, where we were on the positive side of it from the get-go. So, look, I can't be silenced. I don't know what to say.
And we wouldn't want you that way.
No, that's just how I am. So, here's another thing that is one of those touchy subjects that I'll go ahead and get on. Volvo in the news for the second time. Volvo is opening up a plant and offering up to 4,000 new jobs in America. Well, everybody said, new jobs in America, they were never going to happen, and it was...
Manufacturing is dead.
Right. Manufacturing's dead, and, certain candidates were talking out there, and it's never going to happen, and they never get the car people to agree to open up new plants here in America, and here we are with Volvo opening up a new car plant. And guess where it's at? Anybody? Bueller?
Richmond?
Bueller? Oh, no, where? It's in our neck of the woods.
It's in Virginia?
No, it's not. It's in. I wish that'd be awesome because that'd be 4,000 new jobs here in Virginia. But I'm on board where it's at because it's Charleston, South Carolina.
Yeah.
And I think that's awesome for them. So their initial hires looks like it's going to be about 1,500 people with intentions of hiring 4,000 people over the next couple of years. That's great for their economy. I mean, I am so happy for them that that's happening. I think it's great. I love the fact that Volvo is definitely coming to the area. I'm very, very, very excited about it. It's just one of those things, you know what I mean? Finally, we're starting to see some of these car manufacturers look at the idea of coming back into America and setting up and giving American jobs. And how can you not be excited by that? I mean, that's just absolutely awesome. So I applaud Volvo for looking at that and making the right choice to come here and do that. And I hope that continues with some of you other manufacturers. We can build great cars here in America. You just have to give us the opportunity to do so. So very, very excited about that. So, yeah.
Chevy.
Yeah.
They didn't put it in Detroit, did they?
No, they didn't. And here's the thing: Detroit needs its help too. You can look at Detroit and see, Detroit needs some help. And there's a lot of players that are involved in rejuvenizing Detroit too. I mean, I'll give it to Kid Rock. I read his story a couple years back where he bought that brewery solely just to keep people employed. I mean, hands down, what a great guy. And you see stories of this over and over again where these people who are celebrities are financially in the position to go into these places and spend money and help people and rejuvenize areas and stuff like that. These are terrific stories. I love it every day. I'm just one of those. I love the underdog, the true behind-the-scenes story where people are doing the right thing for the right reason and truly helping America. I just those stories are the stories I love to see, and I'll always talk about those stories. I know there's a lot of bad stories, but the media can sit and talk about all day long. I tend to like the positive stuff.
You can do those on the next show, and we'll be just a week out from the 4th of July.
Yeah, right. Anyway, moving on. Here's an interesting one for you. So when you get a new car, what do you do? I mean, everybody's happy when you get a new car. What do you guys out there in America do? When you get a new car, what's your celebration? Do you go out for drinks? Do you go out for a nice dinner? I mean, what do you do when you get a new car?
I pull up to it. Well, when you got the new truck, I borrowed it, took a girl to a nice place, and made sure it had front row seating.
Yeah, right. So, I mean, everybody celebrates in different ways, right?
Yeah.
Well, a man bought a new car. I guess I'm thinking he's in China. It just says, the media report came to me, it says Chinese guy. I just thought that was a weird way to label it.
That doesn't sound quite correct.
No, definitely didn't. So I assume that meant he lived in China. I don't know, but I thought it was weird. But anyway, decided to bless his car using incense. Well, his brand new car being blessed by incense was a BMW, and it went up in a ball of flames from the incense. A brand new car, first day he had it, blessing his vehicle, and it went up in a big ball of flames.
That would have been a nice, smelly place to be.
Yeah, so I guess what they say is they assume that there was kids playing around the car while it was being blessed, and they moved the incense, and the incense got too close to the car, which caused the car to catch on fire, and that's what they're assuming.
Must have been using cones. They burn hot.
Could you imagine you've saved up all this money to buy your first new car, you get this really nice BMW, and you're blessing it with incense, and it catches on fire?
I used to put incense in the ashtray.
Did you really?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what? Now that you say that, I think I actually remember people doing that.
Yeah, the cone.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, the ones that they burn real slow and they just have a little ash on the end.
They burn very hot too.
Do they really?
Oh yeah, I put one on a wooden surface.
I think I remember people doing that.
Yeah, I was one of them. I thought it was neat. I just Like
we could have a whole show based on the weird things Larry does. There could be a whole show based on that. In fact, we're going to discuss it while we take this next commercial break. We'll talk to you soon.
You're listening to Let's Talk Cars Radio with Dave Palach here on Freedom 1110 WKQA.
Hey guys, Dave Palach from Let's Talk Cars Radio. You've heard me say it time and time again. Anyone can guess what's wrong with your transmission. The true test is getting it right the first time. At Bob and Cindy's Cotman Transmission in Janif, there is no guessing. They understand that your car is more than just a car. It's what gets you from work on time and home safely at the end of the day. Bob and Cindy understand you have to work hard to meet the needs of your customer. Their certified technicians will help keep you on the road for years to come. If you can drive it, they can fix it. Call Bob and Cindy today at Cotman Transmission Janif, 466-7778. That's 466-7778. Are you ready for a change? Is this the year that you go from a job to a career? Well, ATI can help. Advanced Technology Institute offers degrees and diplomas in the in-demand field with hands-on training of automotive technology, heavy vehicle technology, HVAC commercial refrigeration, maritime welding, and commercial diving. ATI provides accelerated schedules to help students get into their career field fast. So why wait? Day and night classes are available, job placement assistance from orientation to graduation. Go to auto.edu right now to find out more. Or you can call 757-490-1241. That's 490-1241. What are you waiting for? ATI, not just helping build the minds of tomorrow, but building your community every day. ATI is certified by Chev, the State Council of Higher Education for Virginia, to operate in Virginia.
Take vitamins, exercise, ease up on the coffee. Sound familiar from your last visit to the doctor? Well, your Napa Auto Care Center knows preventive maintenance too. By grouping together services your vehicle needs, customized for the way you drive, they can save you time, money, and hassles. Prevent troubles down the road and give you confidence when you travel. Ask your Napa Auto Care Center to build a preventive maintenance plan for your vehicle today.
Hey guys, check everything your Napa Auto Care Center has to offer at NapaBDGHRVA.com. That's NapaBDGHRVA.com. Their commitment to excellence will leave you coming back for more. So check them out at NapaBDGHRVA.com. Talk to you soon.
Nobody remembers the name J.F. Whitlow and Sons Incorporated until you need them. But when you have a toilet problem, drains back up, pipes freeze, your heat or air conditioning stops working, then you remember J.F. Whitlow and Sons. Don't forget the phone number, 399-1714. That's 399-1714. Air conditioning and heating and all plumbing. J.F. Whitlow and Sons have been serving Hampton Roads since 1949. Residential and commercial. You can always count on J.F. Whitlow and Sons to get to you fast and get the job done right the first time. Located in Portsmouth and serving all of Hampton Roads. Those who know, call J.F. Whitlow and Sons. Call them at 399-1714. That's 399-1714. J.F. Whitlow and Sons Incorporated. Welcome back to Let's Talk Cars Radio, your automotive specialist. Call into the program now at 757-222-3705. Now, here is Dave Palach.
Welcome back, America. You're listening to Let's Talk Cars Radio on WKQA Freedom 1110. Hope you guys enjoyed your commercial break, but it's time to come back and listen to us talk.
I've never heard anybody do that before.
You like that one?
Hope you enjoyed them spots.
That's pretty good. I told you, we're not typical. We're not typical at all.
No.
So here's one for you. I got a Hey Dave. I like Hey Dave.
Hey, Dave.
Hey Dave. I was looking at all the car designs coming up, and it appears the dashes are getting full again. I know what she's talking about, so we're going to... What do you think about this? Ryan, I don't know if Ryan's a girl or a guy, because it's the way it's spelled, so I'm going to say Ryan in Norfolk. All right, Ryan. So I did take a look at the new car designs, and I think what you're talking about was, so there was a press release like 2 weeks ago, and it showed 6 or 7 different dashes for the 2020 models. And the dashes are getting like big, exactly what Ryan says. So now you have like your gauge cluster, and then you have your nav control, and then next to that is now another screen, and I'm not really sure what that screen's doing in cars, because
Entertainment center.
I almost get the impression, like you laugh, but I almost get the impression something of that nature. Yeah. So a couple of the different car designs, they're not lit up in the press release photos. They're just screens in some of the photos that I got. But now you have like 3 different screens in the car, and it's almost to the point where do you remember, well, I want to say like 50s models where the gauges almost ran all the way across. window to window. Okay, it's almost like that look again, except now it's just screens. So
they were metal dashboards too.
Right. So now this is just like liquid screens, basically all the way almost all the way across the dash again. So all those screens are going to serve a purpose for something.
Yeah, they could display almost anything.
They could. So I think the reasoning behind this, what my answer would be, Ryan, it would be the fact that as time is changing and we are going to have less control of the cars. We talked about this, and I know a lot of you guys hate this term, and I know a lot of you guys agree with this term. So it's almost like a 50-50 split between our audience for a lot of the texts and emails that I get is the rolling living room effect. Okay? Cars are becoming less cars, and they're becoming more entertainment transportation devices. And that's what it comes down to. So as the car leaves the typical car term, and I'll air quote for everybody, it now becomes just a transportation device. You're going to find that the car has more of an entertainment value inside of it than it does a driver fashion to it. So I think that you're going to see a lot more displays start to re-enter into the vehicle, which is more designed to keep you entertained and things along that line than it is as far as you actually driving and becoming one with the car as far as driving. And I think that's what we're starting to see.
It's evolution, and it's inevitable.
It is. So if you take a look, and we've talked about this for years now on the show, if you look far out as far as the retro kind of look at cars, and you look things that they're re-injecting into some of the new things, some things are coming back. But if you take a look at some of these artistic drawings that people are doing of the future vehicles, you'll notice that the cars are getting more boxy, like we talked, and it looks like a living room. Some of these drawings that we provided for you guys over the years that we posted up on the website or up on Facebook and stuff shows you that the inside of the car has now become more like a living room. It is a couch set up inside with a center table. A lot of these cars now have pop-up center tables in them, like a coffee table. So you now almost look like you have a rolling conference room where you can sit and talk and have conversations while the car is being driven for you. That is a lot of design that a lot of people are going towards. And I know people hate the thought of it, and it pops up in the news over and over and over again. And if I could tell you guys how many articles or how many little media kits and stuff like that get released every week on this subject, it would make your head spin, because there's people on the side of the fence like me who talk about the fact, and you guys hear me talk about it week in and week out, about this isn't going away, because it's not. And then you have the people saying this is never coming, and it is. It is. Volvo, like I tell you, as I sit here and hold these little stories, Volvo and all these companies aren't dropping all this money into these cars and designing this stuff and spending billions of dollars retooling and setting things up because it isn't coming. I'll give you a perfect example. When we talked 2 years ago, I believe it was, about going ahead and doing 3D printing of parts, okay? And everybody thought that was the craziest thing. You remember some of the texts and stuff that we got that I read back where people thought we were nuts when we were talking about it? Well, indeed. We're now getting to the point where people are looking into 3D printing parts for cars so you can actually make the part on hand so you don't have to order the part. Well, when everybody thought that was crazy, take a look now. Now you have major manufacturers are 3D printing the tools required to make the parts. So not only are we not looking at 3D printing parts, but we're 3D printing the tool required to make the part. I mean, so it's dollar for dollar. I saw a little article come out over the week, and we didn't cover it because it's not real news, big news, but just using it as an example, where it costs one of the manufacturers like $3,000 to produce a mold or something like that to set a certain part exactly in place on a car in manufacturing. And for them to 3D print a tool, it now costs them $3 to set the part right.
Man.
That's just by 3D printing the part.
That's mind-boggling.
Yeah,
it really is.
So the cost savings, so now you can see how what people thought was crazy 2 years ago, as Larry and I sat and talked about this, and people were like, oh, that's never coming, because 3D printing was just some little hobby that you did sitting at your dining room table as something was fun to do. Why? Because our kids had it. We had one at our house that you 3D print. It was just something neat, and you could do it right there at the dining room table. Well, now they took that little dining room table thing and turned it into a very large machine where you can make fenders and everything else right there as you need them. So technology is never going to change, folks. So yes, there is a a balance between figuring it out and the pros and the cons and stuff. I understand that, but you can't stop technology. It's just not going to happen. So anyway.
If we're going to turn our cars into living rooms, are we going to have to start calling Verizon and Cox and DirecTV to be able to get cable hooked up?
Well, you kind of already can do that a little bit. It's going to be, well, think about it. If you had satellite based, you have it right there inside.
It's all done.
Just like RVs do.
Put a little satellite on you're like satellite radio now is just one of those little stubbies that stick there on the back.
Yep, there you go.
It's all there.
The 2018 Honda Civic SIs actually have an HDMI port built into the front of the radio.
Yeah, well, there you go.
What would that be for, though?
A PS4.
So here's one for you. If you guys like Matt Damon as an actor, here's a pretty cool movie that's going to be coming out. Matt Damon is said to be playing the part of Carroll Shelby in the upcoming movie about the fight between Ford and Ferrari.
Biopic.
So, did you see it?
No, but that's what that is. That's a biopic.
So this is going to be pretty cool. Apparently this movie was scheduled to be made like in 2013 and never happened. And now they've rewritten everything all over again, and they're going to try to do it all over again. So,
didn't he pass away? Is he still alive?
Carroll Shelby?
Yeah.
No, he passed away.
Yeah.
Yep.
I thought so.
Yep. So that ought to be kind of cool. I mean, if you guys know anything about the story and the history of Ford and Shelby on the racetrack, there was a huge fight that went on. So, I plan on definitely trying to catch that for sure.
Indeed.
So it's kind of a cool little thing. I told you I got all kinds. So here's another weird one. I tell you, our listeners are really cool listeners because they send me a lot of cool stuff. So I got a cool video that was passed on to me. A car barrel rolls and stops right in front perfectly at a gas pump in Mississippi.
What are the chances of that?
It barrel rolls coming off like a freeway up in the air and lands and stops right in front of the gas pumps as if it was just time to stop and get gas.
Man.
Yeah, there's a video for that. So you guys go check it out. Put barrel rolling car in Mississippi and you'll see the video.
Is the person okay?
I don't know. They don't give us that information. We get like these little clips and these little things given to us, but they don't ever tell us, hey, is the person okay or not?
Shame there wasn't an attendant there to walk up to the car and go, fill it up?
Is that going to be unleaded or regular? Now, most people have no idea.
Boy, you know when that was? I remember that very well. That was 1974.
Yeah, well, it went past that too, though.
That the leaded thing changed.
Oh, those were the days. So here's one. So people are so skeptical of all the autonomous vehicles and electric cars, and at least people asking the question, who's going to buy all these cars? Okay.
The same people that are buying the other cars that are on the road today.
Right. So one of the biggest conversations, and you guys hear me talk about it, I seem to have this conversation seems like every week of all the different forums I belong to and all the arguments I get into people with. So one of the big conversations this week was, okay, so if we're going to produce all these electric cars and they're going to produce all of these self-driving cars and how people are so skeptical of them and the polls that have been done, they say 33% of people are only people say that they'll drive one of them, only 33%. Okay. So if they're going to produce all these cars, everybody says the lots are going to be full of them and no one's going to drive them, is what the skeptics say. We're going to make all these cars and no one's going to drive them. They're just going to be sitting around. What are we going to do with all of them? Well, here's the thing. They're going to sell. And who's going to buy them? You are. You're going to buy them. You may think you're not going to, but you are going to buy these cars. The reason why nobody's buying these cars right now, to be really honest with you, as we have what really truly the highest level is level 3 of autonomous vehicle. I mean, there's more out there, but I don't think it's really released at this point in time. So I'd say your highest level is level 3. And people are, I'm skeptic. I don't want to drive it. I don't need it. I'd never own that. The reason why you won't own it right this second, really, truly, to be honest with you, is because the average cost of one is $22,000 more than a regular vehicle.
And I think that you've hit the nail on the head. It's exactly it.
That's why you won't own one. That's really what it comes down to. Now, when they get that cost down to what they say the average person is willing to pay is about $2,500 for that technology. Mm-hmm. When they find a way to bring that technology into the common car, and it's only $2,500 more over the cost of an average car, then people aren't going to care if it has it. They're just going to buy it, and it's going to have it, and then that's just going to become. But I understand where the skeptic comes from. I do understand where that all comes from. Right this second, who's going to buy the car? Well, the very first people are going to buy the cars are going to be fleet companies. That's going to be the first person that's going to reach out and start buying some of these cars. Electric cars are going to be bought by fleet companies. Self-driving cars are going to be bought. That's going to be for the first people who reach out and buy these in the masses. And once people buy these in the masses and they become a commonplace, well, then it typically follows that the common person starts to buy them after that. Once you get comfortable and you see them out on the road and all that skepticism goes away about them crashing, burning, and dying, and everybody dies that owns one, and that goes away, then we tend to follow suit. It's no different, people, than an Apple phone. Why does everybody jump in line and wait to buy one? Because the guy who sits next to you in your cubicle has one, and you want to be just as cool as he is.
Well, you know what, Dave? You look back at the turn of the century when the original automobiles we know it today began being manufactured. They were expensive. Henry Ford came along and found a way to manufacture an average car between $600 and $800. All of a sudden, at that level, people could afford them. And what do we have? Everybody in the world was going out and buying a car.
Perfect example before we go to commercial break. First flat screen came out was $10,000.
Mm-hmm. And I wanted one, and I didn't have one.
Right. And everybody wanted one. And if you guys remember, Bose had the setups inside the mall. Where you could go inside a Bose store and sit down. They had that $10,000 Bose set up in the flat screen TV. I know everybody when that store set up in the mall took that tour. I took it.
I did too.
Okay, and you saw it and you were wowed by it. But you knew some people could afford it and some people couldn't.
I knew I
Now
couldn't.
you walk into every single home, and every single home has what?
A big screen TV.
Because somebody found a way to copy the technology and sell it for less. And on that note, I want you guys to chew on it. We'll be right back. Talk to you soon.
You're listening to Let's Talk Cars Radio with Dave Palach here on Freedom 1110 WKQA. Nobody remembers the name J.F. Whitlow & Sons Incorporated until you need them. But when you have a toilet problem, drains back up, pipes freeze, your heat or air conditioning stops working, then you remember J.F. Whitlow & Sons. Don't forget the phone number, 399-1714. That's 399-1714. Air conditioning and heating and all plumbing. J.F. Whitlow & Sons have been serving Hampton Roads since 1949. Residential and commercial. You can always count on J.F. Whitlow & Sons to get to you fast and get the job done right the first time. Located in Portsmouth and serving all of Hampton Roads. Those who know, call J.F. Whitlow & Sons. Call them at 399-1714. That's 399-1714. J.F. Whitlow & Sons Incorporated.
Hey guys, Dave Palach from Let's Talk Cars Radio. Are you tired of your everyday job? Looking for something more? You have to go check out ATI at auto.edu. Advanced Technology Institute has a program for you. From accelerated schedules to assistance in helping students get into the career field fast. Guys, I understand how hard it is with the hassle of juggling life, work, kids. That's why ATI provides day and night classes to make things as easy for you to succeed. If you're ready for a change, give them a call today at 757-490-1241. That's 757-490-1241. Make ATI your choice for building today's minds and tomorrow's communities. ATI is certified by SCHEV, the State Council of Higher Education for Virginia, to operate in Virginia. Talk to you soon.
Something really cool happened in 1975. And no, it wasn't the beginning of the disco era. Congress passed the Magnuson-Moss Act, so you don't have to take your vehicle back to your dealer to keep your vehicle manufacturer's warranty in effect. Our Napa Auto Care Center uses the proper replacement parts and procedures to keep that warranty valid. Visit our independently owned Napa Auto Care Center today.
Hey guys, you asked for it and I delivered. Check out our all-star team of automotive specialists at NapaBDGHRVA.com. That's NapaBDGHRVA.com. Talk to you soon. Hey guys, Dave Palach from Let's Talk Cars Radio. You've heard me say it time and time again. Anyone can guess what's wrong with your transmission. The true test is getting it right the first time. At Bob and Cindy's Cotman Transmission in Janif, there is no guessing. They understand that your car is more than just a car. It's what gets you from work on time and home safely at the end of the day. Bob and Cindy understand you have to work hard to meet the needs of your customer. Their certified technicians will help keep you on the road for years to come. If you can drive it, they can fix it. Call Bob and Cindy today at Cotman Transmission Janif, 466-7778. That's 466-7778.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Cars Radio, your automotive specialist. Call into the program now at 757-222-3705. Now, here is Dave Palach.
Welcome back, America. You're listening to Let's Talk Cars Radio on WKQA Freedom 1110. I'm your host, Dave Palach, hanging out with the guys, talking about cars and crazy stories like we do every Saturday. Don't forget to tune in every Saturday at 1 o'clock for all your car news. You guys can check us out on Facebook. You can go to the website and rewatch all of our stories that we tell throughout the weeks. We list all of them there for you guys, so you have no excuses. If you guys are traveling and you can't sit in front of a radio, you have no excuse. Turn on your smartphone. You can listen to us anywhere in the world using apps like TuneIn Radio. We're right there. Just click on WKQA, click it up for Let's Talk Cars Radio, and boom, there we are. Yeah, I think
Stories, huh?
Stories. We got stories, news stories. So, I have one for you guys that's actually pretty interesting that I think you guys will like. Did you guys see the story about Tesla's sabotage?
I heard something about that.
Yeah. So Tesla now says that all the problems that they've been having may be due to sabotage. So they've actually been sabotaged, and that's the reason why cars are going out with problems and different issues and stuff like that. So that may be interesting.
And they're trying to look to see if they can find who's behind it.
Well, they actually have a person who is of interest who says that he may have something to do with it or so. So, I wish them the best of luck when it comes to... I've always been interested and supportive of Tesla just for the fact that I realize that they are the pioneers and they're the one taking all the heat, and they were willing to do so. So I always wait to see how things shake out for them.
Well, I hope it works out, and I hope they hit the jackpot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hope the perseverance pays off.
So I have another flashback.
Uh-oh.
You ready for this one?
I'm always ready.
So this is just a very recent flashback, but it still is a flashback because it started way back when.
All right.
So we've been covering every week. We keep on talking because people won't seem to leave me alone because they think I'm crazy. And maybe I am crazy.
They just don't know you.
Yeah, maybe I am crazy. Maybe I'm not. But talking back about gas and how everybody thinks that I'm crazy when I say gas will be going away, and it won't. So there's somebody who seems to agree with me. So the Irish Prime Minister, if you didn't catch this story, it just released that he plans on outlawing all gasoline and diesel vehicles by 2030.
I don't know. That's an awful close time frame.
It's only 12 years away.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll be shifted away from internal combustion.
Okay,
by then.
well, let's just hear me out. I don't think he can make it happen. But the fact that the mindset is there, okay, just the mindset is there to start moving in that direction and start moving away from being solely reliant on gasoline and diesel vehicles, you can now come back around and see where I should say gas prices will start to drop. So here is a report that came out again this week, which says that by 2030, and it's funny because it's two independent reports from what he's talking about and what this other report was talking about. It's two different stories altogether, news stories that came out. They are projecting by 2030 to be 40% reliant on EV vehicles. So within 12 years, if you were 40% worldwide reliant on EV vehicles, well, what does that tell you?
That's a big jump, really. If you stop and think of everything that involves, that's a big jump.
That is a huge jump.
And everybody, in a short amount of time.
Right, in 12 years. So in 12 years, 40% decrease. What did we learn in high school? Supply and demand is what?
Drives price.
That's right. So now you can see why a lot of these people who are involved in gasoline right this second are changing from being involved solely in gasoline to being involved in electric vehicles, i.e. the sheiks, what we talked about. They started shifting from being involved just in gasoline to be involved in, they put billions of dollars into electric vehicles.
Mm-hmm. I read an article about that, as a matter of fact, this past week.
So
maybe the same one you were looking at. I don't know.
So if you think that I was crazy, there's a good chance I might not be. I'm just saying.
So I got a question.
Okay.
Do you feel like Tesla's going to come out of nowhere with a level 6?
Well, no, because you have level 5. So level 5 is pretty much all. I mean, I don't even know what level 6 would be because level 5 is all you really need. Level 5 is fully you don't do anything. Yeah, well, that's what they're calling at this point. I mean, there's always, it's just like a video game. There's always another hidden level that you don't know about.
Exactly. Level 6 could be you hit a button, the car comes, picks you up, already knows where you want to go through your app, takes you somewhere else, and then when you get out of the car, it knows when you get out of the car, and it goes parks itself automatically. And then you just hit another button, it comes back and picks you up and takes you
bonus
home.
round.
Bonus round.
I believe
Level
that
6.
because I saw a video. I forgot which car maker it was. People got to a parking garage and they got out and had an app on their phone, and the car went and parked itself.
Oh, no. See, I've already seen that. And by the way, guys, that already exists. I saw that like 2 years ago.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's been a while.
Now, the newest thing I saw this week was the fly technology. So the car is a car, and it has wheels on it, but the wheel is just a docking station.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw that come out or not, but somebody actually sent me the media kit on that. So if you guys don't know, go look it up, and I apologize for not, I was going through it and didn't actually just save that story, but now that
I saw
comes
the
up.
video for that.
So it's just a dock. The wheels are just basically a docking. It's a
they
flying car
They
sits in a
fold
dock.
in, and when it's up,
Yep. And so you drive in your car, and when you get to a point where you decide you've had enough of traffic or whatever, you pull off to the side, you hit a button. They're not even propellers. They're kind of like a drone setup. They're circulars that hide on the side of the car.
Yeah,
and
the
circulars click out, and you slide out of the docking station and fly away, and then the wheels go and find a parking spot and park themselves until you're ready to reclaim your wheels, which was pretty cool technology. I was like, that's pretty slick. And once again, date for something like that, 2030 was the date for something like that. So it's kind of funny how everything that's coming out is the marking date all hovers right around 2030. That's only 12 years. And everybody goes, 12 years. That's a long. 12 years isn't that long away. I mean, it really isn't. 12 years will come very quickly. And I don't know about you all, but I am pretty excited to see how much technology changed in 12 years. I think it's going to be mind-blowing. I really do.
I think so, too. I just hope I'm here to see it.
Oh, come on. So here's one for you guys. If you want a gimmick when you get married, you can get married on a self-driving bus in Vegas. Do you remember the self-driving bus that on its first maiden voyage had the accident?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, apparently people entered into some type of like lottery or something like that to be the first to be married on that bus. And you had like do some type of like essay or something and write about yourself, and then they judged them, and then you got to be the first to get married. So that's like the new gimmick, to get married on a bus platform that drives around and marries you while it's driving itself. I don't think anybody would ever I couldn't get away with that. Like, hey, let's get married on a bus that drives itself.
Well, if you and your partner are like-minded,
that would never look. I don't know about any of you all out there, but I don't know how you'd even sell that. How would you even bring that up? Like, so would you like to get married? Yeah? How about on a self-driving bus? Forget the big church. We don't even need to invite your family. We don't need to spend $30,000 on a nice wedding. We're just going to do it on a bus with some strangers. And
I was thinking about the mall, but I like the bus idea better.
The corn dog stand sounded really cool. We could add corn dogs with ketchup, but this bus idea blows that completely out of the way. Next, it'll be public bathrooms.
Do the doors open automatically?
Yeah, I don't know. So, and then the last thing before we guys get out of here, go check out this video. You got to check it out. It is awesome. In the ultimate hold my beer and watch this, a video has resurfaced from a couple of years ago that's now going back around the internet that was sent out to me. That's pretty cool, where a guy jumps his side-by-side over his house.
Didn't see that one.
Yeah, you know the side-by-side off-road vehicles? Yeah. I guess the wife's away, boys will play, and they build a ramp and they jump it over the house.
Did he make it?
Yeah, he made it. Yeah, that's definitely the ultimate summer.
What was the landing like?
They landed, so it looked like they got some type of one of those big airbags
they didn't
blown up in the backyard or something like that.
They didn't keep going and maybe turn over.
No, but they did have the Dixie horn hooked up to it somehow. You hear it like the last second go, and then boom, it lands. So, go check out the video. It's pretty crazy. I could kind of see myself trying something like that. So. Anywho, that is the show. It is Saturday. It is still sunny outside, Larry. Don't say it. So hopefully it's sunny where you guys are. Enjoy your Saturday. Sunday's right around the corner. Enjoy your Sunday. Turn off the TV. Spend some time with your kids. Hey, take them to a car show. They'll love you forever for it. And we are out of here.